for those people listening, do you want to tell us a little bit about who you are and where you come from? Let's do a silly moment.
Hi, my name's Chris, and I'm from Derby. People, when I say to people from Derby who don't know where Derby is, they always say, "Oh, Derby, what's interesting about Derby?" And I always struggle to think of something. It's in the middle of the country. It's Derby. Yeah, I'm from there anyway. I'm Chris, and I'm a writer and a poet and an illustrator, and that'll do, won't it?
I think so. I
Yes.
think so. We're gonna talk about all the different facets of your creative personality.
Oh, crikey.
And it's funny because Derby is in the middle, as is in Nottingham,
Yes.
and we do
That's
have listeners
that's the thing. As soon as you
all over
say
the
it's
world.
next
Yeah,
to Nottingham,
it's
everyone
next
goes,
to
"Oh,
Nottingham.
Nottingham. Yeah, Robin
Yes,
Hood. Yeah,
Robin
gotcha.
Hood. That's
Yeah,
the one.
yeah."
I mean, what's the art scene like in Derby?
It's poor. No, it's not. It's great. Yeah, it's. I must admit, when I started doing this kind of poetry and illustrating thing, and it took me off into kind of libraries and schools and book
Yeah,
festivals, all this kind of thing, I went absolutely everywhere apart from Derby.
that's interesting.
And I think that's more my fault than Derby's fault. Just I've done very, very little in Derby up until recently, funny enough,
Mm,
where when the kind of the Derby Book Festival, which has
yeah,
been going a few years, but seems to have got really, really big now, and the Derby Poetry Festival as well has been going a while.
yeah,
But I've just kind of got in with them fairly recently, so it's taken its time,
yeah,
but yeah, got there in the end. But so I think that the art scene in Derby is flourishing. It is good. I'm
yeah.
just really late to the party.
Well, I know, and I was thinking about this in the car, and I was thinking about how difficult it is actually for artists to connect with arts organisations, festivals these days. I mean, I'm saying these days because I've been doing this a long time, as I'm sure you have been.
What are you
And
saying?
I'm saying we're old, Chris.
Ah, yeah,
Um,
that'll be it.
but I went off into schools and
Yes,
found myself in formal education. But obviously, you've managed to skirt around the outside of that,
yeah,
and it's really hard to build those connections, isn't it?
it is. I don't know about yourself, but I'm lousy at doing it as well. Promoting myself. It's like when you just ask me, "What do you do?" It's like,
Yeah,
well, I do stuff and things, and
yeah,
I think a lot of artistic people are just really poor at selling themselves because it kind of goes against a lot of things that you kind of stand for.
yeah,
So yes, it is hard, and of course, with a lot of schools, a lot of kind of companies that run book festivals and poetry
yeah,
festivals and things, the staff are always changing.
yeah,
Uh, with the Derby Book Festival, for example, I got a sniff of working with them when they first started, and then it all went quiet, basically because all the staff and the people you talk to had moved on to other things. So you're
yeah.
starting again and again and again. So yeah, it's tricky. It's a tricky business.
It is a tricky business, and we talked a little bit about this at the Arts Education Conference, which
Yes,
is where we met, and this
that was
idea
good,
that
wasn't it? That was yeah,
yeah,
it's a
they
good
were they
day.
were
That was.
talking about sort of the turnover of staff and how we maintain and sustain those relationships. What was your sort of key takeaway from the Arts Education Conference?
It was just I think it was just so nice to meet people like yourself
Yeah,
who thought along similar lines. You kind of found you'd met your people,
yeah.
and everyone was really friendly. Yeah, I didn't know what to expect. It was the first time I'd done anything like that. But it was great. Just really positive. I think that was the thing. There was no negativity in the room. Everybody was really, yeah, you came away feeling like, yeah, people are out there doing their bit for the arts and for creativity. And yeah, it's good. It's good.
I
And
thought that
plus
as
nice
well.
sandwiches as well. That always helps.
Very, very nice sandwiches. Yes, absolutely.
Possibly I don't know why I didn't mention that first. That's possibly the most
That
important
is
thing.
probably the best
Yeah,
bit.
a good lunch. Of course,
And I
being an
think
artist, you have to take a free lunch when you
you
can.
do
So,
absolutely. It's one of the things
yeah.
I'm thirst for.
Yes. I
Can you
noticed
offer
on the day.
lunch?
Yeah.
Straight for the
Straight for
buffet.
the Where's Lucy? Oh, she's over. Yeah, she's over there.
Yeah, she's over there eating. Tell me a little bit about where this love for writing and illustration came from. Like, were you good at art in school? Was it something that you were kind of really nurtured in as a child? Like, where did it come from?
Yeah, good question. I'm not entirely sure. Nobody else in my family can draw to save their lives. So, I'm just really, really lucky that it's come from somewhere. The thing that set me off and really kind of put the bulb on above my head were
Yeah,
comics
Okay.
when I was a school kid, my dad used to take me around Saturday morning, around all the local newsagents, and just bought all the comics I could get my hands on. The Beano, Whizzer and Chips, Whoopi, all the classics.
Yeah.
And I would sit there and kind of just devour them, And I think that's what set me off. And I used to copy the pictures in there until I found
Yeah.
my own style. And it was to me, it was just a perfect combination of drawings and words. So that's what set me off, really. We
And
can blame
obviously,
those.
you go into schools now and you offer
Yes.
workshops. What what sort of challenges do you find children have when it comes to putting pen to paper, or do they have challenges, or is it just something that comes really naturally to them?
It's a bit of both, really. A lot of kids, once you give them a piece of paper and a pencil, that's it. They're off. It almost doesn't matter what you're saying to them. They're just there. So it's like, no, whoa, 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 no, hang on, wait. We're going to kind of do this together, or there's no point me being here.
Yeah,
So they just pay and they're off. They're off and running. Others really do not think they can do it. It's just, and you can. I always say to kids that because it's say we're doing an illustration, for example, and I kind of break it down into little bits. You don't draw the whole illustration at the same time. You kind of, well, let's do some eyes, and then let's
yeah,
draw a nose, and then some ears, and kind of build it up bit by bit. And that's where the beauty of it comes from. The look on the kid's face when they go, wow, I did that. Where did that come from? And they're the best days, when you've got a kid who doesn't think they can do it,
yeah,
and then they can. So but then some kids don't need much of a push at all. It's the most natural thing. And the good thing is that not just in this country, because I've been lucky enough to go to schools abroad as well, and it's
yeah.
nice to know that all over the globe, kids are the same. They love drawing and they love writing, which is brilliant.
Yeah, it is brilliant. It is. And I think, we need to remember that when we are trying to cram in all of the sort of academic subjects and pushing out the art subjects, we're losing those children
Yes,
in some
yeah.
ways.
I've just thought that some of the sessions we have where we're drawing together, I just thought of another drawback is when there's no right or wrong answer to something.
Yeah.
Let's think, for example, we're drawing a nose. We've got some eyes. We're going to draw a nose. What kind of nose should this nose be? Should it be a big nose, a small nose, a pointy nose?
Yeah, yeah.
And some of the kids are like, because it's an open-ended question, there's no right or wrong. You cannot make a mistake. Yeah, the older the kids get, it's quite interesting that the more the younger kids just be like, let's have a nose that looks like a cucumber or a raccoon or whatever. But the older you get, the kids kind of realize that oh, there's got to be a right answer, and I can't say the wrong one. But there is no right or wrong answer. So I think, that's like a slight concern that questions that have no correct answer to them seem to flummox a lot of children when they get to kind of. I mean, I'm kind of in primary school, so kind of
Yeah.
later in primary. So I don't know
Stop
what the answer is
overthinking
to that.
things.
Yeah, so but yeah,
No,
exactly, yeah. And it's not the answer's not in a textbook. It's you can't learn it. You just got to kind of go with it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not too sure what you do about that. But over to
it's
you. What
above
do you do
it's
about that?
it's above our pay grade. That's what I
It's
would
it
say.
true. Yes. Yeah. I always think I'm there for the day. I'm just doing my best and then I'm going. All yours.
Good luck. See you later.
Yeah. Bye.
Tell me a little bit about the books that you've written. You've got Bite of the Veggie Vampire, which
Yes. Which
did you
look,
read
I've got just
something
here. There
from
it
that?
is. Oh, there it is.
Yay! By
Yeah.
the way, we are going to put links to all of these things in the show
Excellent.
notes for those people who want to go get a copy.
Brilliant.
But where did the idea for Bite of the Veggie Vampire come from? Did you have
Well,
an incident?
several. How long have we got? I've had several incidents. I can remember that was the first book I had out, which was 25 years ago, which is
Wow.
ridiculous. And here's the story behind it. I
Go
used
on.
to work in a shop,
Yeah.
okay, selling greetings cards of all things, and wrapping paper and that kind of thing. And it was a really boring job. It was so dull. It wasn't even a busy shop. So what I would do is amuse myself by drawing little pictures and poems on either inside greetings cards. If people had bought a card and it didn't have any verse inside, oh, I'll write you one. I'll do you. Or on the, you know, the paper bags you put greetings cards in.
Yeah.
I would do a little doodle on those just to amuse myself and give it to the customer. They're like, "Oh, look at this." And one day, I had written so many, it must have been a really slow day. I'd written loads of poems and loads of doodled loads of pictures on these paper bags. And I was looking at them thinking, you know what, some of these aren't too bad. Perhaps I'm wasting them, just kind of giving them out to customers. So at my lunch hour, I went up to the local bookshop and I found a poetry book that was kind of similar to what I was writing.
Yeah.
And I got the address off the back. And this is back in the days, obviously, where you had a postal service and you could. I got all these paper bags and threw them in a jiffy bag, got the address of the poetry place that was publishing stuff,
Yeah.
and sent it up there. I think it was up in Yorkshire somewhere. And I thought, well, if I've done nothing else today, I've made a positive step towards
Wow.
my. And 6, 7 weeks later, I got a letter back saying, "Yeah, we'd love to publish these. Can you redo them though? Because they're
Because
on
you're on
paper
that.
bags." I thought, wow, amazing. So that's kind of how it happened. And the book was going to be called Never Give a Duck a Pen. And at the last minute, they changed it to Bitey the Veggie Vampire because they thought the poem about the veggie vampire was good fun.
Yeah.
And I wrote the veggie vampire poem because I'm a vegetarian and I just had a thought that if I ever got turned into a vampire, would all my principles go out the window? Um, and I'd start biting people? Or would I stick to, corn and tofu and all that? So, yeah, so that's where the idea for Bitey the veggie vampire came from. I'd say
Now,
25 years ago somehow.
that is one hell of a story.
Yeah, and it makes me laugh because you see all these things about, oh, if you're sending anything away to publishers, make sure it's like this format and it's written like this and
Yeah.
evenly spaced and blah blah. I just scribbled it on paper bags and kind of flung it in the
Chucked it in the
post.
post.
Yeah, so there's a lesson
That
for
is
us all. Just
incredible.
yeah, it
Just do
is.
it.
Just do it. Just do it. Yeah, let's do it now. Let's stop there.
Just
Let's
do
just
it.
just do it now.
Okay,
Yeah,
I've got a pen.
yeah, do it.
Got a
Right.
pen. I think that's part of being like a creative, like a fully fledged creative, not
Are we
saying,
fully
oh,
fledged? Are we?
absolutely. We've
Wow.
got medals. Yeah, of course we have.
Excellent.
Just like not overthinking it, just doing it, seeing an opportunity
Yeah.
and just trusting that what you're doing
And the
is
universe will
the universe will
align
provide.
and yeah.
Yes, I
It
do
doesn't
think there is
always,
that.
yeah, it doesn't always, sometimes it takes its time,
Yeah,
but you kinda get there in the end.
we do.
Yeah, yeah.
And it also sort of speaks to the social media world where everybody has
Yes,
this overnight success,
yes.
or that's
Or
what
they pretend to
they
have the
pretend happens.
yes,
But
yes,
there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes
yes,
to keep yourself motivated, inspired,
yes.
and obviously you've got a particular style as well to your illustrations. Like what inspires you? And don't say everything. Like what like what sort of style would you describe your illustrations? Obviously is it like
It
comic
is
book style?
comic books. There's one behind us just there, there's a duck
I
just there, look, there's one just
know.
quite, I'd say simple, which comes in really handy for showing people how to do it.
Yeah,
'Cause there's nothing kind of big or clever about them. They're very, very simple, and I try to draw them with as fewer lines as possible,
yeah.
you know? But it comes from the comic books again, I think. That's, kind of simple lines and also speediness. Is that a word, speedy? Yeah, it is. Yeah, quickness, fastness, being quick. Yeah, doing them quickly always helps as well.
Efficient.
Efficient, that's the word, yes, but well done. You should do this professionally, this is good. Yeah, efficient. Yeah, which also helps, kind of if you're in front of a few hundred people kind of
Yeah,
drawing to go with something you're about to read or helps if you're quick as
yeah.
well. But yeah, I think it all
Well,
comes from the comic books.
and you were doing sort of illustrations throughout the conference as well. You're sort of capturing the day.
Yes,
So yeah, you have to be really observant. You have to kind of capture the mood and moments as well, I think, don't you?
you do. I hate to admit that nobody's watching this. No, no one's watching.
No, no one's
Um,
watching. No one's listening.
no one's listening. It's fine. We can say what we like. I was really praying that something would happen. I say something bad, something, just anything, because you latch on it straight away.
Yeah,
Obviously, at the conference, there were a lot of people going up talking about stuff, which is great. They were really, really interesting. Not the best picture, man in front of microphone, lady in front of microphone. I think
yes.
it please somebody knock over a glass of water
Mm,
or a light bulb go out, anything. And then luckily somebody knocked over the microphone.
They
It's like,
did.
yes, brilliant. So then every picture from then on was like had a microphone kind of running across the floor or kind of jumping, diving off a table or something. So yes, you have to be observant and just jump on anything.
Yeah. No, that's it. And it's the story, isn't it? It's the story within that
Yes.
environment, that moment.
And it was quite nice. At the end of the day, we had a whole wall full of
We
like
did.
almost like a comic strip, yes, of what
Yeah.
happened. People queuing up for the coffee machine first
Yeah.
thing, you diving at the sandwiches at lunchtime. You know, we had a whole.
It was so funny because I distinctively remember you walking round because it was the first time that I'd ever done anything like that before. So
Mm,
I was dead nervous.
yeah.
And I remember you walking round and coming past my sort of like stall and saying, "Hi, you all right?" Being really open and friendly, which kind of put me at ease. And then in true Lucy style, I was like, right, I'm just going to get my microphone out. And I made a beeline for you. And I was like,
Yes.
"Hello, I host the Wilderness of Creativity. Tell me about yourself." And you were like, "Oh, okay."
Thanks for that. That's about 8:30 in the morning as well. It's like, what? Who is this lady? What's going on? Yeah.
But that's it. You just have to
And what we're
put
saying,
yourself
seizing
out
the
there.
moment, jumping on it, and just yeah,
Exactly.
not overthinking it, just doing.
Speaking of which, do you have a little excerpt from Bitey the Veggie Vampire? Would you
I
like to read a little
I
something?
do. Shall I read you the whole poem? It's not
Oh,
very
I'd
long.
love you to read. I loved it. Please read the whole thing.
The whole thing. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Tell you what, I've got it on a sheet of
If you're
paper.
driving, enjoy this. If you're not driving,
People driving, yeah, pull over.
enjoy this.
Here we go.
Whatever you're doing.
Bitey was a vampire who wasn't very good. He couldn't stand the taste of meat or the smell of blood. Whilst his vampire friends ran wild in the dark, Bitey could not find his niche. As they bit necks and ate human flesh, Bitey just fancied some quiche. The outfit was right, the gothic clothes. It was Halloween when he was born. If only the necks he was meant to devour were made from a nice piece of corn. Bitey tried to be evil, to cause a bit more of a fright. So off he set, fangs glistening, into the summer's night. When the sun rose, though, the truth became clear. Bitey had not left his mark. The most daring act he'd committed all night, he ate a parsnip in the dark. The other vampires just laughed at him. None of them understood that even if Bitey grazed his own knee, he'd faint at the sight of his blood. But my diet's healthy, he protested. I feel fine, and I suppose I save money on dry cleaning with no bloodstains on my clothes. Alas, Bitey's story does not finish well. It does not finish well at all, for the malfunctioning vampire's aversion to meat was in the end to be his downfall. You see, Bitey was slain just last week, and his whole world fell apart. He was found late at night when the moon was bright, with a 12-ounce stake through his heart. Aww. Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks, appreciate it. Thank you. And you know what?
So good.
Here's the kicker to this poem. No, it was a year. I was going to say a few weeks ago. Time goes so quickly. Last year in Derby, one about the Derby art scene. Derby is connected with Dracula, apparently,
Okay.
because it was 100 years, I think I'm right in saying this, 100 years ago last year that the first theatrical performance of Dracula was done in Derby, of all places.
Okay.
So Derby celebrated this, as only Derby can, with a vampire-themed poetry slam. Okay, so I thought I've never done a poetry slam before, and it was always been on my list of things to tick off and do, because to be honest, it terrified me. I thought, these are proper poets. So I threw my hat in the ring. They said, yes, please come and read. The brief was vampire or loose horror themed. Thought, okay, I
Okay.
can do that. So I
Yeah.
dusted off the Bitey poem
Yeah.
and got there. And you know what? That poem was actually older than every other contestant in the poetry slam. There was a lot of youth that night, and then there was me. So I thought I can do this. So I'm sat on the front row waiting to go on, and I think I was about fifth or sixth to go up. And the poems were so serious, loose horror, genocide, abuse, wars, all the good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I've got a poem about a vegetarian vampire. They're gonna hate it. But it was too late to run away. So I got up and read that, and somehow I won the thing, which was nobody was more amazed than me. So yeah, so I won the poetry slam last year. I was crowned the Count of Poetry for Derby and given a spangly
Wow.
cape. So that's
And
top of my CV.
when do you wear that cape?
All the time. I've only taken it off to do this.
Okay.
In fact, this Friday, depending when this goes out, this Friday, we have to, like Miss World, or do they still do Miss World? Yeah, anyway.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
not sure.
know.
Anyway,
If
it's
if
coming
you
up to
know,
a
let us
year.
know.
So it's time to select and choose a new count of poetry. So I'm going to be a judge later on this week
Wow,
to judge other vampire themed poems. So
that's
it's
exciting.
what a wild ride. Yeah. So yeah, a 25-year-old poem
Very
managed to win it.
important.
So
You're like VIP
yeah,
of the poet
or
world.
VIV,
VIV.
very important vampire.
I like what you
Maybe
did there.
Viv. Thanks. I'm here all day.
What a what about we're not here all day. We're
Oh, we're
here
not.
till
Is it
12.
not that
No,
long? Okay.
it's not that long. Tell me about Don't Put Dave in the Microwave as well.
Yes, that was my fourth book, I think. Book number 4, that took ages to get out. No, fifth book. Fifth book. I'd had 4 with the publishers that did Bitey, and they
Oh,
they crashed and burned. I don't know what happened with them. I wasn't responsible, but they're no longer with us.
okay.
So there was a massive gap. Dave was all ready to go with this
Yeah,
publisher. Then they crashed and they had financial problems. It got too big for them and all
okay.
that. And so Dave was stuck in limbo for a long, long time. It was all ready to rock and roll. I think it was about 4 or 5 year gap before I found a home for
Yeah,
Dave. Now, Don't Put Dave in the Microwave is that's the lead poem in that one about a hamster in a microwave. This came from one of my school visits. I was talking to a girl who we were talking about pets and what pets have you got? She said, I've got a hamster. Like, brilliant. She was telling me the story of she'd got her hamster dirty somehow. I don't know,
okay.
a bit of mud on it. So she took it to the kitchen to give it a bit of a wash and brush up. You know, the washing up bowl.
Yeah,
She was holding the hamster above the washing up bowl under the tap. So she's giving it a bit
okay.
of a shower.
Yeah,
Now, the hamster did not like this.
no,
So the hamster
no.
leapt off her hand into the washing up bowl. So it's
Right.
like this. I mean, I don't know if hamsters can swim.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. Probably not. Anyway, she scooped it up. She's got a soaking wet hamster. It's like, right, what do we do with this to dry it off?
No.
Yeah.
Oh
So she put
no.
it in the microwave.
Oh
And
no.
yeah, she'd press start, and then there's a happy ending, don't worry.
Okay.
Her mum came into the kitchen, kind
Thank
of like,
goodness.
ding, pressed the button, the door flung open, the hamster's like flew out, his hair all like poofy, like he'd just
Yeah.
been to a salon or something. But he was fine. He went on to live a happy and healthy hamster life.
Okay.
But I thought, that's a good idea for a poem.
That
So the
is a good
hamster's name
idea
was
for a poem.
changed to protect the innocent and also so it rhymed with microwave. And that's where that came from.
Wow.
Yeah.
For those people listening, don't put any animals in the microwave.
No,
Don't try this at home,
do
kids.
not. Yes,
No.
we are trained
Okay.
professionals.
That is a really important message to
It is.
state at
Yes.
this
No
point.
animals. Don't go stuffing your cat in there.
No.
Dogs.
Or washing machines or anything like that.
Anything
Don't
like
put
that. In fact, don't
anything.
put no pets in the kitchen.
No pets in the kitchen.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Because I was going to ask how you deal with creative writing block, but actually they just come from conversations that you have.
Yeah. You know what? I don't actually think I get creative writing.
All right.
I'm not showing off. It
Show
sounds like I'm
off.
showing. Yeah. Yeah. I don't. Why do you? I don't.
Sometimes I do. If I'm overwhelmed, if I'm a bit tired, if I've got
Yeah.
a lot on,
So,
sometimes that kind of stops me from being
so what do you do
creative.
about that? How do you cope with that?
I push through it. I force it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Force it because I think you can either force it or just walk away. Just
yeah, I think over time I'm learning to let things percolate a little
okay.
more.
Yes.
So,
Not to
Um,
microwave, percolate.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's a funny one. I think everyone deals with it differently, don't they?
They do. Yeah, they do. I suppose it's different if you've got some kind of deadline or you've got
Mm,
to think of something by this time. That's a bit trickier. But if you got an idea of something that's not quite coming, then
yeah.
that doesn't matter so much, does it? Like you say, just let it rattle around your brain for a while. And
I quite like deadlines.
okay,
Do you?
yes and no. What a great answer that was. Yes and no, and maybe. Yeah, they do help, don't they, to push you into making a decision and to
Yes. And I
yeah.
think I can often be very creative when I have that tight
Oh, okay.
deadline. Kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Just
brings
kind
all
of
of those ideas together and
yes.
forces it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
To kind of come. But
Yeah. Do you have to have a word with yourself though? Do you have to kind of, kind of metaphorically slap yourself around the face and like, come on, we've got this.
yeah, I'm very hard on myself.
Oh, yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah.
So
But it
I'm
obviously
like,
works. It's worked
it
well.
obviously works. I mean,
Obviously. Yeah.
I had an episode that went out yesterday And there's lots of things going on at school. Like I've got yesterday I had the Shakespeare showcase, so I
I
had
thought you were going to say in then. Yesterday we had Shakespeare in, do a talk. What?
we had two groups performing Shakespeare, but that was like a week of rehearsals going into that.
Wow.
And then I'm working on a project which is about developing primary curriculum, and
Okay.
there's a deadline for next week. But I had an episode to go out yesterday, and I was editing it yesterday.
Right.
And it's that sort of thing. It's
Yeah.
like
You
things just
must.
come in, and you just got to
Yes.
boss it and get it
Yeah.
sorted and get
Yeah.
it done.
Yeah. And you feel so
But
much better afterwards when
yeah,
it's done.
but
Yeah.
I suppose for those people who are listening, if you are not sure about what works for you when you have got creative block, I think reading really helps for me. Sort of like just take yourself out of the project.
Yeah.
Doodling is a
Yeah.
great way of just kind
Classic.
of getting your mind whirring and bringing those ideas together.
I know it's not for everyone, but I go for a run.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're free of any, apart from the, crushing pain and breathlessness, you're free of any, you've got nothing. It's just you and the outdoors. And I find that, yeah, my head just empties
Yeah.
and all these ideas come in. The downside is that you've got nowhere to write them down.
No,
So
that's
you
it. So
can't,
you got to try and remember it as
exactly.
you're running.
It's like, don't have too many good ideas because I've got like another 20 minutes to get home again. Or it's a good excuse to cut your run short. So I've got too many
Yes.
great ideas. I need to get home and
Yeah. You get to the end of the road, you're like, that's it, I'm done.
yeah,
I've just
yeah,
got too many ideas. I've got to go
yeah,
home.
yeah. I'd love to go for a half marathon, but I simply can't. But yeah, just kind of switching off from whatever you're trying to think about.
Yeah.
Somehow, let's it all in.
Mm.
Yeah.
And what have you got planned this year?
Well, I've just finished my first graphic novel, which is exciting
It is really
because
exciting.
much like a poetry slam, something that I'd never done before. You've got your kind of list, and it's like I'd love to do a graphic novel, and I found a publishing place that was stupid enough to let me do it. Uh, but this was like nearly 2 years ago. You know what? Between you and me and if anybody's listening, graphic novels are a lot of work. I have newfound respect for anybody that's ever done one. There's a lot of drawing goes into these things. So it's taken me about a year and a half to kind of to kind of sit down and draw it and write it
Yeah,
in between everything else. But that should be coming out sometime this year, which touch wood.
that's
Yeah.
amazing.
So
What's it called?
it's called Welcome to Wackadoodle World, and it is the story of all those children's book characters that are a bit too weird for mainstream stories.
Okay.
Wackadoodle World is where they all live.
Okay.
So all your classic characters kind of live in Story City, and all the weirdos are kind of pushed off to. We'd fit in there definitely.
Without a doubt. I'll be
King
there
and
around the
queen of
buffet.
Wackadoodle World. So we've got things that didn't quite make it into regular books, like a hippo princess and a unidonk, which is a donkey that's a unicorn, a tiny giant,
Okay.
yeah, um,
Yeah.
and a mer, which is the opposite of
Me?
maid.
Y-
So it's got a fish's head and feet. So things that are a bit too weird to go in regular books, they kind of find a way to live together in Wackadoodle World.
Amazing.
Instead of the big bad wolf, there's kind of like the really lovely wolf, stuff like that. It's yeah. So it should be good. Yeah, I
It should
think.
be good.
Yeah.
Do you have a release date on it yet?
Not yet. It's only been okayed last week. So
Wow.
I spent a year and a half doing all this stuff. I thought, I hope they still want it.
Yeah.
So I sent it to these lovely publishers, and they said, "Oh yeah, 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 yeah." So yeah, I've not got a
That's
date yet
amazing.
though. So
Okay.
um,
So when you get the date, will you
yes,
ping it across to me?
yes.
And then we can promote
Oh,
and kind of
brilliant! Thank you very
shout
much.
out about that.
Yeah,
Is
fantastic.
there like an preferred audience? Are you hoping to kind of this to resonate with lots of different people? I think my 6-year-old would love it.
Yes, that's the kind of 6 to kind of teenage
Yeah.
years. There's something for everyone. It's basically without giving too much away, a tale of embrace your weirdness
Yeah.
and be creative and not stick to kind of, I mean, this is more about stories. So it's like, don't stick to the regular path of a story because you think it's either going to sell or people are going to enjoy it. You get a bit weird with it, kind of, and there's a little bit of an undercurrent of AI in there of kind
Okay.
of, weirdness kind of ruling over AI. Let's not get onto AI
No,
because
let's
that's
not get onto
just,
AI.
we could be here for the rest of the day, couldn't we?
Well, we could, and I don't have any answers with it really.
No,
It's here
no.
to stay. That's all I
It
know.
is. It is.
And therefore you've got to make it work for you or not.
Yes. Just
I
ignore it
think
if
that's the
not.
key. Ignore it,
Ignore it, it'll
exactly.
go away. Yeah.
It'll exactly. So we're gonna be coming to the end shortly, but I was wondering if you could give some advice, sort of young writers,
Yes.
young illustrators who would like to make a career out of this. I think there's not enough career advice for those of us out there who want to follow a creative path. Because I remember being told, "Oh, you'll never make any money."
Me too. Yeah.
And, why don't you think about teaching? That served me well, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's not the be all and end all.
It's not. I think what I've learned after years of doing this is that everybody's got a different path to getting to be where they want to be or where they hope to be. For me, it was throwing paper bags in a jiffy bag and posting them off. For others, they just get discovered like that and they've got multiple book contracts
Yeah,
happening. Not bitter. I'm not bitter at all. That's fine. So, yeah, I think one, have a job that's it's not got to be connected to whatever you want to do, the creative side of things. Just have a job to pay the rent, and
yes,
then beaver away at your creative passion in your spare time. And hopefully, after a while, the balance will tip,
yeah,
and then you can, make some money. But like you say, it's not all about making money, is it?
no,
It helps, but it's about kind of doing it because you want to do it and it's your passion.
yeah,
But a career-wise, yeah, just get yourself it's hard work, but it is hard work, that's the bottom line. It's
yeah,
not easy. It's not an easy industry to get started in. But just get yourself out there. I've talked to a lot of people who have done great drawings, great poems, written great stories, and they're stuck in a drawer somewhere. No one's gonna see them there, so just fling them out there, email them, even if places say don't email them, still email them, you know? Just get your stuff out there because no one's gonna see it if you don't show people. And be in it for the long haul as well. It's not gonna happen overnight. It may take years and years and years, but it can be done. Yeah, it can be done. And if it's meant to be, it'll happen, like we were saying before. The universe will sort it out and all will be well. Yeah.
and on that note, we shall finish there.
Aw.
Good night and God bless.